Back and I'm live, and I'm going to give it a few seconds for people to come back in. For those that weren't here for the other part of the video, titles I showed off, and I'll show them off really quickly when I'm waiting for people to come back in, was Henry the Baskervilles. We'll get that one because I was going to do that one before. What Have You Done to Solange? Welcome back. Let people know that I'm here. Case of Scorpion's Tail. These are ones I showed before. Suspicious Death of a Minor. Bloodstained Butterfly. Forbidden Photos of Lady Beyond Above Suspicion. We're going to get back to the normal stuff in a second. Tiki, The Immortal Monster. Hey there, Dave. Blood Necklace. The Girl Who Knew Too Much. $5 for an Alex Moon. Black Sabbath. Black Sunday. A Bay of Blood. And Incredible Melting Man. And we are back to doing them like before. So those were done really quickly because I did have a video up here before and I started it and I was having some issues. So I had to restart. But here we are. So yeah, I've got a few different versions of Hey Swift, welcome. Thanks for staying with me, guys. Hopefully everybody comes back. Zombie Flesh Eaters is right here, otherwise known as Zombie, otherwise known as Zombie 2, which of course it's Fulci, it's a classic. There's a ton of stuff in here. I got like so many editions of this right now. But I love this movie. I've got, of course, the eyeball injury edition from Blue Underground. You know what I mean? Next up is a Nico Mastorakis film. Did I ever get King of New York? I think I have Avery. I don't have the 4K. Hey there, George. Welcome, man. But I got a King of New York. So I got, this is Hard to Kill from Nico Mastorakis, who, you know, is a filmmaker that I really like. It wasn't a bad kitty at that time, actually. I was just having I noticed I was having a couple issues on my computer side. I thought I was going to have to reboot my computer, actually, but I didn't have to do that. Hey there, Mark. Welcome, man. We are here in Morocco, in case you haven't been here since we moved. So that's why the background's all different. We're doing a kind of a month, or at least 2 weeks of Arrow. Hard to Kill is another one that has the booklet and is a double disc. So that's still when they're doing double disc stuff. I think most of the time now they do like just Blu-ray, right? I think because my Horror Express, which was a newer one, doesn't have a booklet, but it's just Blu-ray. I had to start a new stream. I was having some issues. I actually deleted the stream too. I just didn't stop because I knew it wasn't going to work right. So I just deleted it. No, I wouldn't. I mean, I got the only one I picked up, Dave, from the Giallo Essentials, because I already have the films, is I bought this one. I bought the black one. Oh no, the Bloodstained Butterfly is a Giallo. Actually, it's a different Giallo because it has courtroom sequences in there as well, and it has a kind of a twist on the ending, and a nice twist too. Not a crazy twist, but actually a twist that makes sense. And sometimes I love Giallo, but sometimes the twists are oh look, they did it because of this reason, and somebody that makes no sense. But I can understand, because Bloodstained Butterfly, you would think like a Japanese film. Here is Return of the Killer Tomatoes, part 2 of only 2 parts. If it's good, there'll be a third part. It was good, and they did make a third part and a fourth part and a cartoon as well. There also is a kind of a plushie of Fuzzy Tomato, FT, from the movie. So again, this one had the booklet in it. So really, I'm always glad whenever I find a booklet in these things. This is one of the many versions of Tenebrae you're going to see. I don't have ICU. No, I was interested in it. But this is the newest version of Tenebrae, minus the 4K edition. With, of course, the beautiful artwork on here. I think next time I buy Arrow, next time we have a big sale, will probably in September, November. I'm going to be looking at Sister Street Fighter and Shock and stuff like that. Those ones are going to be big, high on my list. And if I can get my better half, if I got the Bones at the time, if I get my better half the Shawscope set, I want to get her that. Don't Torture Duckling, one of my favorite Giallos. Uh, for me, it's like Lucio Fulci's kind of his best Giallo. And I know there's like a lot of really good stuff that he did, but this one really stands out for me. It's Florinda Balkan is really good in this. Barbara Boucher is kind of weirdly creepy. There's a sequence where she's well, they shoot it so that they're in the same room, but they're really not. But when a little boy comes in to like I think he's like the son of the landlady, and he comes in and she's like lying on the on her bed or sofa, something like that, naked, and she's just like talking to him, just like super normal. Which in a chair, yeah, thanks. And it's kind of weird. Like there's this like weird implication. It doesn't, luckily, doesn't follow it up, and it does sort of like kind of deal with that a bit more with because what it I know what it's trying to do, make sure kind of a bit of a red herring, because in unlike a lot of the other Giallos, one of my top three Argento films, Tenebrae is number one, uh, Deep Red is number two, and three is a tie actually between Suspiria and Birth Crystal Plumage. I've thought about that one a lot. He's my favorite director. And sometimes it can go back and forth between two and three. Brian De Palma's The Fury. Again, you guys know I'm a huge Brian De Palma mark, so definitely had to grab that one when it came out. And again, huge booklet for The Fury. Really surprised on that. Didn't expect a big booklet for that one. Here's The Fifth Chord. Really enjoyed this one too with Luigi Bazzoni. So this one was done. When was this one done? Does it say? It was like an earlier one, 71. So came out, I think, shortly after Birth Crystal Plumage, which is one of my favorite. I think maybe that's number two. I'm gonna put that number two. And Deep Red number three. It's got Franco Nero, and I'm a huge Franco Nero fan. Really good one there. He did Footprints on the Moon, which was okay. I was not a huge fan of Footprints on the Moon. That's one that people say, why don't they, do a special edition of that one? I have the Shameless Entertainment release of Footprints on the Moon. Honestly, it's good enough. It's for me, it's one of the not lesser. Yes, something about it I just didn't get into. So this is Phenomenon. This one was sent to me, and I have another edition, older edition of Phenomenon as well. But I do want to get the 4K. I'm probably getting the Synapse version of the 4K because the limited edition Arrow one is long in a print. But I love this, and I watched this so many times. There's some new features on here as well. When this sent me, I was so excited. Death Smalls on a Murder here. I'm gonna say like this is okay. I don't know if I went in expecting a bit too much because this is Joe D'Amato, and it stars Klaus Kinski, and Ua Allen is in this, who was in, of course, Candy, and Death Laid an Egg, which is one I still need to get. Did Jennifer Connelly do more films in Italy after Once Upon a Time and Phenomenon? Not as far as I know, but there may be those are the only ones that I can remember right now off the top of my head. Yes, if you do not have the Sergio Martino films in there, I definitely recommend it. I'm pretty sure, if I'm right, Dave, you correct me if I'm wrong here, it includes Suspicious Death of a Minor, Case of Scorpion's Tail, and Your Voices Locked Room and Only Have the Key. That's the three for that one, right? So all three of those are great, with the top one being Your Voices Locked Room and Only Have the Key, which stars Edwidge Fenech. And leave that one for last when you watch them. That was my favorite. Anyway, it's one I liked the best ever. And it's one of my top Giallos too. So strong recommendation on that one. If you don't have those are three solid Giallos. Another Nico Mastorakis film, Zero Buys. I think this is, I know somebody said they like Island of Death. This is my personal favorite Nico Mastorakis film, with maybe, this is a weird one, Blind Date from Scorpion, coming in second place. I really did like that film. But rest in peace, Kirstie Alley, by the way. She was in that movie. But this is really good. This is a really good one. Next up is Funhouse. I used to have the Arrow edition. I think this was one. I had an Arrow edition of this one as well, but my better half accidentally broke it when when we were in the move. So I told her one of these days I'm going to get the 4K. She owes me, but she doesn't. Had you at Edwidge Fennick? Oh yeah, there's two girls in that one actually. I can't remember the name of the other girl. I do apologize, but I'll probably come across it here. So no, it's over in my box set. So Foxy Brown, because I'm sorry, Foxy Brown's something just to have in your collection. You got to have it. It's so good. It's not her best. Her best is Coffee, and I do have that one here as well. We'll get to that one. But most people know Foxy Brown, probably because Jackie Brown was the Quentin Tarantino one. And even though she's really at kind of at her top with this one, but she kind of even better when we get to get the Coffee. That's my favorite. Django, Prepare a Coffin. I love Django stuff. I used to have the original Django film. I don't have that one anymore, so I do have to get that one down the road. This is a fun one though. It's one of the Django, sort of sequels with Terrence Hill, who I know mostly from the Trinity films, and Superfuzz, which is a movie I saw in theater. So speaking of spaghetti westerns, here is Day of Anger with Lee Van Cleef. If you are a spaghetti western fan, I strongly recommend this one. I also strongly recommend, if you're watching this video, to make sure that you hit the like button. It really does help the channel out. Share the video to let other people know about it. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button with those notification bells and all that jazzy stuff. Run a super chat or donate. Recommend. You don't have to do it, but it's appreciated. Not recommended, appreciated. Is that Django, the film, the one in the Django box? This one here? I don't think so. No, the one the Django box had was Django, and I think it was Texas Adios. I'm thinking about the same box. But Day of Anger right here, great edition, great one. I got the book over this one here too. We got Giuliano Gemma in this one. Lee Van Cleef is here. It's a 3-disc edition. We got an international version, the Italian version, and Italian and international versions, plus special features on here. So just some really great stuff. Next up is Coffee, which I already mentioned, you guys. It's my favorite Pam Grier film. She is definitely at her most beautiful in this movie, and some great scenes, guys. Just gonna put that out there. Here's a picture of Coffee. Just adore Pam Grier. I'm hoping she makes it to Marrakesh Film Festival. Yeah, well, he does tend to use that in a few of his films. Here you can see is my other edition of Phenomenon. This one here is the one that goes in the window box. So I do have some window box over there. I'll bring one of them over afterwards. So what a window box edition is it is a kind of a cardboard like transparent box, so you can see 2 different versions of the artwork, one on each side. Also, there would be on the inside 2 other versions of the artwork to see. And you could choose and switch around and change it up whenever you wanted to, so that different picture could be into the window box. I will actually bring one of the window boxes over afterwards to show you. I've kept, because everything is kind of neatly put there and tightly put there. I've been kept the window boxes over in their own special spot. Next up is City of the Living Dead, Lucio Fulci. This is part of the Gates of Hell trilogy, and I really like this one. I will say that out of the 3 of them, I think I probably watched House by the Cemetery and Beyond a bit more than City of the Living Dead. It's nothing against City of the Living Dead because I watched them all a lot. Here's one that went out of print for a while, but it came back in print again. I'm pretty sure it did anyway. Is Chud. So for some reason, I think this one went out of print for a little bit, but I think it came back because when I initially went to grab this one, I was told afterwards, "Oh, you got it before it went out of print," but then it came back. So that's the thing you got to watch out for. Some of these arrows, I don't think many of these are out of print, but some of these may be, especially the early stuff like This version of Phenomenon, yes, for sure. Another Nika Masarakis film I love a lot is The Wind. It has Wings Hauser in it. We got Meg Foster. Robert Morley's in this one as well. Just a really good film. I really enjoy that one. I have Bound because seriously, it's got Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gershon as two women that are having a lesbian affair. It's a good movie too, but I had to just tell me that, and I would have got that film. It does. I mean, like Master Chaos actually mentioned. He said he would love to see the Gates of Hell trilogy put out as a 4K release. And I said I would love that too. But I got a feeling if anybody puts out the Gates of Hell trilogy, especially if it's Arrow, that they're going to do a special hard case for every one of those films, like a City of the Living Dead, a Beyond, and Hell, the House by the Cemetery. Just give them each because the maximize the profit, as opposed to like putting out one set and then they can get like people to buy all three of them. So this is the Original Killers with Burt Lancaster and Ava Gardner. This is an Arrow Academy, so I'm not quite sure I'll get this got down with my Arrow Academy stuff, with my Arrow video stuff, but a great film. That's what we gotta do. We gotta like tweet to Arrow and tell them that we want to see a Gates of Hell trilogy out there, 4K, maybe a 4K Blu-ray trilogy. JD's Revenge, another great movie. Glenn Turman, Lou Gossett is in there. Louis Gossett Jr., Joan Pringle. Excellent movie. Got kind of like parodied a bit in the movie Hollywood Shuffle, if you've ever seen that. But super fun film. Special edition of Evil Ed. This is the 3-disc one with the original cut, the Ed edition. Yes, I can't remember the name of the company, but I've seen a lot of people like showing it on. Got the Tenebrae 2-disc. Same with Funhouse and Bound. Good releases. Another one of my favorites right here. I'm a big Ken Russell fan, and this was the kind of the movie that kind of, I think, more than anything, more than Devils, more than any other films, this movie got me into Ken Russell. It got me like re-evaluating other work that I'd seen. So I was a big like fan of Anthony Perkins. I'm not so much now, but skinny guy that wanted to be an actor, and Anthony Perkins like, hey, there's this skinny guy that's an actor. So great film. It has both versions of the film. So it's got the director's cut and the unrated version on here as well. Like I always mention with this one, when this was initially put out, I'm really glad that they did this. They show it in like kind of a pink and in a blue. And if you bought or rented the VHSs, they came out in one was pink and one was blue, depending on which cut you're running. Next up is Phantom of the Paradise. Again, I love Brian De Palma. Have I got Kill Baby Kill, or please be happy I have one that you don't have? You do have one I don't have. I'm pretty sure I don't have Kill Baby Kill. That's the one I'm missing. So yes, you can be super happy having one I don't. Phantom of the Paradise. Again, love this one. There's a 17-minute interview with Paul Williams done by Del Toro on here. Super good. Really great addition. Arrow put a Blind Dead box set this year. Are they going to do it? I heard there's rights issues. I would love it. I've got the old Deep Blue Underground like Coffin DVD edition, which is for those that don't know, Blind Dead or the Templar Night like zombie series done by Armando de Sorio, which definitely needs a new release. I know one's been put out, Night of Seagulls, but I would love to see them put out a set. So I hope that's true, man. Here's one I like. Not everybody loves this one, but my better half got me this one for Christmas, like around two years ago. And I fell in love with this. I hadn't seen it, and I thought I had. And it's an Abel Ferrara film with Lily Taylor and Christopher Walken and Annabella Sciorra, and it is The Addiction. It is a different type of vampire film. Hell House. Actually, I got it. Hell House or Hell High? If it's Hell High, I got one coming. Under with the limited edition slipcover. And welcome, by the way. It's been a while. So The Addiction, really good film, black and white, very much an indie film. So this is not going to be for everybody. It's not your standard movie. It's more Martin than it is Count Dracula, but I really enjoyed it. Next up here is, apologize, my throat was going dry. Cemeteries Without Crosses. I think I mentioned this one in a video before. It's a Robert Hassan, who's French actor, and Michelle Mercier, but written by Dario Argento. So if you've got all the Dario Argento stuff and you're kind of, what Dario Argento don't I have? Maybe this one. He wrote this film. Next up is The Car. A second time because both missed the booklet. They do have the PDFs online now. I know it's not the same, but I do like the fact that they do offer them to people that are signed in, and that buy movies from the actual site. Because if you buy movies from like them directly, then you get access to their PDF files. So this is The Car right here, or I'm not sure you get to buy them or something like that. Initiation of Sarah. I don't have Initiation of Sarah. That's one I looked at though. This movie scared my stepmom. And yes, I do have The Hills of Oz. I got the special edition up there. Actually, I showed that one in the last video. I love when they have like a big, thick booklet like this, especially for a movie like The Car with James Brolin. It's just a cool little film. And God, what's her name? There's a soap opera actress that has a kind of a small role in this one here, but she's like a big actress, soap opera actress, I think. Okay, here's one that I am going to really recommend. You got the Raging Fury Hell High one with the blue arrow slip. That's the one I ordered, because I actually ordered that one, and I ordered the Scaremaker, even though I like the Girls Night Out with the other cover, with the mascot cover better. I ordered the Girls Night Out with the Scaremaker slipcover because I figured, that's at the end of the day, I'll have the other artwork on the inside, but I don't know if the Scaremaker thing is going to be reversible on the other side, or they're just going to have like the original Girls Night Out artwork, which I think they will. So that gives me 3 artworks with the slipcover as opposed to 2. So what's really good about this one, Dave, is that this one right here has a feature-length documentary on it, and it's all about 80s action horror films. So it's called Remo, Rambo, Reagan, and Reds, the 80s action movie explosion, feature-length documentary from High Rising Productions. They do really good documentaries. They did one on Mark the Devil as well, and this is a really good one. I'm missing so many booklets, but I'm lucky. I'm actually surprised at the amount of booklets I got here. This one here was one of the first to sell out during the Arrow Easter Carnage sale. Hopefully they'll get some of these back in. But I was really surprised. I didn't know it was that popular. Maybe they're... But To Live and Die in LA. And yes, I did manage to get the booklet for this one here as well, against the 2-disc edition. I'm not sure. Is it going out of print or something? Is that the reason that it sold out so quickly? Because that's one thing that kind of confused me, because this sold out really fast. Next up is Sojin Suzuki's Brandon to Kill. Now I got it switched around. Like the other artwork is right here. But what's really neat about this is it's got 2 versions of Brandon to Kill on here. So it just doesn't have it's got another one called Trapped in Lust, which is kind of a Roman porno reimagining of Brandon to Kill, from Atsushi Yamatoyo. I was really surprised to see that be one of the first to sell out. Not that it's a bad film; it's a fantastic film. It's just I thought it was more niche for us. Had Train to Busan 4K coming from Amazon. Oh, nice! So it's a great movie, by the way. If you've never seen it, go in as blind as you can. It's a fantastic film. Happiness of the Katakaras. I love myself some Takeshi Mukai, and this is insane. This movie's insane, but You gotta love it. Again, I got the booklet and the 2 disc edition for this one here. Um, but it's got this like Sound of Music looking cover to it, and this is so not the Sound of Music. Next up is another one that I really liked, and this is Retaliation. I really enjoyed this. I guess I have a few more of the kind of the, I guess, sort of samurai type than I really thought I had. But again, really enjoyed this one here. I got this one kind of early on so I can make sure that I would get the booklet too. Uh, this one might be out of print. I can't remember. One or two, one of those are, but I'm not sure which one. The Last American Virgin is here. This is one of these that so it's a remake of another film, of an Israeli film called Lemon Popsicle. There's a whole series of them actually, and Porky's too is kind of like a take on the whole Lemon Popsicle thing. But this one broke my heart. 15 movies. That's amazing. Um, I would say like go towards what you like. If you don't have a lot of the box sets, and that's a good way to like to get some movies like quickly. So if you're a Giallo fan and you don't have any Giallo essentials, go for something like that. If you like Polizioteschi, which are Italian crime thrillers, Years of Lead, I actually just bought that one recently. Is a really good one to pick up. Anything Argento, if you don't have it, a Ringu for sure. The Ring trilogy series is really good. They put it John recently, but I'd say go, if you haven't got any of those, go for the Rings collection first, and then either Joan, the Grudge one, or One Missed Call. That's kind of neat. Hopefully, it gives you a good price on it, dude. But this is a really good film anyway. Kind of broke my heart. The ending did. Big Trouble in Little China. I saw this in theater when I was a kid. Saw this in theater again during a digital film festival. I love this movie. It's one of those movies that had a hard time, again, booklet, because it's really a hard movie to categorize. So it made it a hard movie to market. Another one that I really love is Mike Figgis, and it has Melanie Griffith, Tommy Lee Jones, Sting, and Sean Beans. It's a pretty eclectic cast, right? And it is Stormy Monday. But I like these kind of neo-noir films, and this is a really interesting one. I liked it anyway. I thought it was really good. No booklet. uh, Also, of course, The Burbs, because like everybody else, I love this film. I think it's really good. We did get the booklet for this one, and I watched this a lot when I was a kid. It's just one of those weird movies, and it's such a weird movie that you watch it when you're young, and you're like, I must be the only person that likes this, and then you find out everybody else likes it too. This is actually a very special one for me because my better half got me this one for my birthday one year, and what makes this super special is this is the original printing of Hell Comes to Frogtown. It got reprinted later, but when it got reprinted, Lover's Lane is good, but it wouldn't be the first slasher to get, because Lover's Lane is good in like, it's good when you got a lot of slashers. But like stuff like Hell's High, Girls Night Out, um, grab those first. Lover's Lane, it's it's one to wait for a sale on. Now, if you're a fan of like WKRP, it was a show that came on when I was younger. Like the guy that plays Les Nessman, the news guy, he's in like Lover's Lane. But this has the original booklet, which only came with the limited edition. And this was like, when this came out, this one and Hellgate came out together, and there was only 1,000 copies of each one of these when they came out. I'm pretty sure. And correct me if I'm wrong. There's 1,000 copies of this one, 1,000 copies of Hellgate, and then they reissued them again without the booklets. But this is the first issue of that one with the booklet. Flea market pickups say Men in Black 1 3, nice. Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes films, and The World Is Not Enough, Bond. I like that film. Here we have Dress to Kill. I'm a huge, let's repeat that again. I'm a huge De Palma fan. My favorite De Palma film is the one with Melanie Griffith. So, and of course, Deborah God, what's her name now? Oh, it's just my mind's gone tonight. But it's like after 3 o'clock in the morning, so not surprising. The Iguana with the Tongue of Fire. I'm pretty sure this is in one of those like Giallo essential sets as well. So definitely recommendation on those. I thought it was fun anyway. It's not the best Giallo, but I enjoyed it. Is this the one that's done in Dublin? Yeah, so it's set in Dublin. This one's actually different. Most of the time you see them, they're set either they try to make it American or they try to make it really Italian. It's set in Rome or somewhere like that. But the Iguana with the Tongue of Fire is set in Dublin. Porky's, well, of course, I saw this when I was a kid. People think this is going to be just like a cheesy kind of like sexploitation, like teen film, and it is. But there's a lot more to it than that. Porky's is actually a much deeper film than people realize. And we got the booklet for Porky's. It's kind of neat because I'm discovering I forget which ones have the booklet. So as I'm doing these, I'm checking with you guys because I don't remember. So Black Mama, White Mama. Definitely one to. It's still in print, right? Or do you mean just the booklet? But either way, it's a really good film to have. Black Mama, White Mama is way different than I thought it was going to be. When I initially saw this one when I was younger, I thought this was going to be kind of like a women in prison type of thing, or maybe even like women in prison, like circa the that was the in the jungle type thing. But this is way different than that, and it's really good. This one again has the booklet. I really like this booklet too. 440. I am surprised and honored that you're here, George. Eaten Alive, again, another favorite of mine. I love this film. It's a movie that I think gets a bad rap because it came out after Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And how can you be as good as Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Like, in all seriousness, Red Eye is fantastic. I do a series on my Patreon channel called My Life in Cinema, and Red Eye actually got on the list to one of my favorite films for the year that came out. But this is really good. If you have never seen this one, definitely check it out. So we get Marilyn Burns in this one here, William Finley. I think Kyle Richards is in this one too. Like, the girl from Halloween. Like, she's only a kid. She's only a kid in this one too. But definitely one to grab. Brain Damage, not my favorite Henenlotter film. Like, I really like Zachary, and I like the hosts. Like, oh yeah, Robert Englund. My name is Buck, and I'm here to yell. It came. Oh, that sucks, man. For like $29, it should have the booklet. I'm sorry. This one does have the booklet. It has a pin here somewhere too. It's a fun movie. I'll go back and watch it. I find it a little bit slower. I do like the scene when he's on the bus or subway, and it's like, Belial, and that's there. That was super cool. Of course, I got Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I heard this one went out of print, which really surprised me. Hopefully they'll bring it back to 4K for people. But probably will. Like, now that I own it, they'll bring back to 4K with a hard box edition. That's what always happens. But I do love Killer Clowns. It's the Chiodo Brothers. It's a lot of fun with this one here. Again, booklet for this one. It is a really good transfer. And I love, this great cheesy practical effects that I love. 12 Monkeys, if you're a big science fiction fan. My better half, I think, really liked 12 Monkeys. I was okay with it. I don't have 12 Monkeys, though. Bloodthirsty Trilogy, this is one I do recommend. If you're a fan of Hammer horror, you have to have this movie in your collection. Because what it does, it takes the Hammer horror Gothic ideas of the 1960s and 70s and puts it into a Japanese series of films. 3 films called Vampire Doll, Lake of Dracula, and Evil Dracula. These are really, really good. And if you watched all the Christopher Lee Dracula films and you're jonesing for more, this is what you grab. It's so good. It's got a booklet. There's 2 discs. First one is Vampire Doll, and this too has Lake of Dracula and Evil Dracula. For the longest time, the only way we could get Lake of Dracula and Evil Dracula were on VHS and EP formats. And EP, for those that never weren't around for VHS, it just means that it was like not very much tape on it. It was really like usually bad quality and would go super bad really quick. This is one Miss Call trilogy. I got the book, in case you're wondering, guys, I do have the slip covers for the ones that have slip covers. It's just when we moved over here, in order to get them all in, I had to keep some slip covers off these. But I will show you one of the window box ones after. But one Miss Call trilogy, definitely recommend this one. Comedy of Terror, film by Jacques Tourneur. A lot of fun. I do love this film. Comes with the alternate cut as well, so you gotta love when you do that. Obsessed with Physical Media and Steelbooks. I know I've seen your channel. I watched some of your stuff. I may not be comment very much. I'm not good at commenting on videos because most of the time when I'm watching videos. I usually my better half's watching something, so on my phone. So, but I'm subscribed. Comedy of Terrors. So a great addition. I just realized I got to put all these back. The Visitor. It's a weird one. I wouldn't say this is for everybody, but I enjoyed it. John Huston, Lance Henriksen, Shelley Winters, Mel Ferrer. So great cast. Like I jokingly call this movie Space Jesus. But well, nice to meet you here, Sarah. I've seen your videos. You do good. This is my better half thought because this is like, you think I'm the horror guy, but she's the action person. And I love action movies too, but she loves it more so than me. Like she wasn't feeling well. Like I told you guys, she's getting over strep throat. So she's been up in bed. I set up the Blu-ray player, set up to the TV. She had watching Persuaders with Tony Curtis and Roger Moore. When you first purchased that, what a great first purchase, man. That's such a good one. And what's such hard one to get for such a long time. So this is Wild Geese. She loves this. Of course, it's got one of her favorite actors, Roger Moore, in there. Richard Harris is in this one. Richard Burton's in this too, right? Yeah. So just a really, really good film. I got Deranged because, of course, I do. It's so for those that like the movie Home Alone, the star of this one. So this is basically Ed Gein, like the straight Ed Gein. So it's it's a bit grotesque and stuff, but they don't call him Ed Gein. They call him Ezra Cobb. They call him something else. But it's the Ed Gein story. It's Robert Blossom, and he was probably best known as being the creepy neighbor, or the at first thought to be creepy neighbor of Kevin McAllister in the first Home Alone film. If you're a soap opera fan, then he was a serial killer in the early seasons of one of the early series of Another World. Concerned with special needs and disability, I'm obsessed with all movies. I have 4K since your birthday. That is amazing. I'm not sure when your birthday was, but happy birthday, Sarah. You got great taste. It is older school, so it's not going to... This is again, it's one of the Arrow thick boys. I'm not sure the gross picture, but there's Robert Blossom right there. He's younger, but you can kind of... So he's got the beard, obviously, in Home Alone, but... Videodrome's your first Arrow. George, well, you're lucky to live over in the way that we can just go to a store and buy Arrow. I got to fly. Before I had to only get them online. Now I got to fly around 4 hours if I'm going to go to the store to get them. This is Hellgate. This is not the original 1000 edition. It does not have the booklet. This is the second edition after it came out. My better half actually paid a nice chunky change for that Hell Comes the Frogtown one. That was not a cheap one. That was not one that she bought from Arrow at the time. She found it on eBay sealed. And I think that one at the time was paid a bit for it. That was, God, we were in St. John's at the time. So Nightmare City, this is one that for the longest time, I think my first Arrow was the Gates Hell trilogy, that's Aerodrome. But my first Arrow was a DVD, and it was one of the Dario Argento ones, probably Tenebrae, I think. As for Blu-ray, I'm not quite sure. I'd have to go back because you guys would know it's on my channel. Nightmare City, and again, love this movie. But I used to keep thinking that I didn't have it, and I used to keep putting it in my cart to buy. So I'm like, oh, I gotta get Nightmare City. I haven't got that one yet. Then I look at my movies. So like, wait, I got Nightmare City. This happened like 4 times. Um, let me grab one of the window boxes so that you'll have an idea what the window box means. It's just gonna take me a second. I would love to visit Sweden, actually. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. So for those that have never seen the window box editions, let me pick one of those out first. So this is what an Arrow's initial kind of gimmick was. So it is called an Arrow window box. And what this meant was that this movie here would have 4 covers. So you'd have all the write-up on here. Have around, I think 8 window boxes. So any of the window boxes would be my early stuff. So also has, go that. It's got a booklet. I also got a poster too, but I got to put with my posters. And if you look on the back right here, you can see what all 4 of the different artworks are, and you can choose which artwork you want. So I usually tend to I think it was Rick Melton or something there. You tend to choose this art. So I got more window boxes, but I just want to show you one to give you guys an idea. This is the Cat of Nine Tails. This one I have the special limited edition of now, but this one's kind of cool. That I got this one back in the day, and so this one does have the booklet as well. I'm not even a huge fan of Cat of Nine Tails. It's probably my least favorite general film. No, that's probably still Dracula 3D. Inferno, which is another one of the window boxes. You have a lot of movies, don't you? Actually, yeah, I did change it to the blue case for black because early on they didn't use that sort of a white one. They didn't use like they used to use blue cases in the early stuff. I saw some people getting some blue cases in last year's like Easter carnage sale. I was watching some videos recently. I think it was from Grinders releasing. So I wasn't sure. Did they send blue cases to other companies, to other like that sold their stuff? So this is I got to cover this. This is Inferno. Again, Satutus one with a booklet where I'm going to cover her butt. It doesn't really show anything, just YouTube can be weird. Have February, March, and April new releases that made the shelf nice. Yeah, I switched out all those for white ones. The Epistle for Ringo, The Return of Ringo. This is really good, like Spaghetti Western double feature, way better than I thought it was going to be. Tonally very different films, but exactly the same cast, really. I think about a couple differences. We have here Scalpel, which is a Southern Gothic with Robert Lansing and Jude Chapman. Really good movie. Mark the Devil, another one I recommend. So if anybody doesn't have this one, this is a good one to get. It is it's kind of in the start of, as much as everybody loves Hammer right now, and they talk about it, there was Hammer fatigue at the time that at around this time. So there's new guys coming in, and guys like Michael Armstrong and Pete Walker and Norman J. Warren that were moving away from like the gothic, more traditional horror of the time, and wanted to do something more edgy and more unique. And one of the great things about this one here too is there's a full-length documentary just talking about that, talked about them like looking at about all the movies that came out in that time period, and that was kind of rebellious time period, much in the way that you think about the way that cinema rebelled in the 60s and 70s with stuff like Easy Rider in North America, like they were rebelling in England with different types of horror, like Mark the Devil and stuff like that. So very interesting documentary, by the way. This little booklet in there too. Wrestling movies. All right. And you, my better half, will get along because she loves wrestling. I do too. And I got to get into it, but she got into it more than me. Now she knows more than I do. She really does. Oh, this was a cool edition. Slipcover, I'm not sure if it's still available, but if you're a Ray Harryhausen fan, gotta have this movie. Me and my better half are Ray Harryhausen freaks. So this is Ray Harryhausen, special features Titan, special effects Titan. I'm a special features Titan. And this is a really good documentary. So we've watched this one several times. Oh, the Santo document, like I said, if George is still there, you can definitely kind of give you a recommendation on that one because we got it coming. The Santo set from Indicator is really good, Sarah. I don't really need to show this one because I showed this in the last video, but it's Waterworld. I do enjoy that film. White of the Eye, again, is another one I recommend. It's got a great documentary on the director who died way too young, Donald J. Cammell. He had a really unique, different, strange life, and it's very interesting. So anytime people say if they're going to pick up White of the Eye, I say don't get the Scream Factory edition, grab this edition. This is the edition to grab. Raw was painful this week. I did like AEW though. I do like Wednesday night, Dynamite. Exterminator is really good. Again, I like James Gallinos. This is super cool. And yes, I actually did get the book for this one. Good one there. Next up is The Stuff. I'm usually a Larry Cohen fan. Rest in peace, Larry Cohen. This is a great edition too. It's a 2-disc edition. The book is really nice on here as well. See, I like Way of the Eye. It's one of those, I think, it could be just me, but I think grows on you. But I'll be honest, if you don't have it, stand in silence. Even if you don't like Void of the Eye, I'm going to tell you this right now. The documentary is worth it. The documentary is 100% worth it. You may never watch Void of the Eye, but the documentary is really good. It's that good. He had that strange of a life. NVIDIA, I love NVIDIA. NVIDIA, by the way, recently announced that they're doing NVIDIA 4K, and they've made the 4K disc look like. First, I was like, "Is that SpectraVision? Is that a CED?" I said, "I'm not going to say CED. I'm going to say I'm really old if I say that." So I said, "Oh, it's kind of a Laserdisc style." And the guy came back to me and said, "No, we did it like a CED." I was like, "You did do it like CED? That's cool." Invasion of the Body Snatchers, really, really good one. This one had a 52-page booklet in it. Great edition, by the way. Discussing the Pod is a really good panel discussion on it with Kim Newman, Ben Wheatley, and Norman J. Warren. There's so many good features on here. Definitely recommend that. Yeah, if you like cheesy movies, enter Santo. There you go. We do love cheesy movies. My better half is so excited George got that one come. We got that one with Indicator points. I ordered some Hammer stuff, as George knows, from Indicator, and I had some points, enough points to buy the Santo set. The Mutilator. Yes, I got the. Before you ask me, I have the slipcover. Like I said, I'm trying to get my slipcovers. Not trying to put all my movies on the thing. I won't be able to put them all if I don't. So it's Mutilator. It's a really good one. Again, yeah, and I love the song too. We're going on a spring break. Blood Rage, yes, it's a limited edition. Yes, the slipcovers is over there. But really good film. Way better than I thought it was gonna be. It's a 3-disc edition. There's the Blu-ray and DVD of it. There's a second Blu-ray disc of which was only in the limited edition one, which is Nightmare at Shadow Woods. Do I like Stargate? Oh, yes, I do. My better half is a huge Stargate fan. The only one she doesn't like is Stargate Universe, which is my favorite. Um, but yeah, it's see, there's the 3-disc one Nightmare at Shadow. It's called Shadow Inn or something like that. Shadow Woods. Shadow Woods is right there. This is the booklet. So this is what's on the slipcover. Next up is Madman with the world's most awkward hot tub scene. But definitely do love this one. We lost like half our viewers in like within 2 minutes. I'm sad. If we gave you slipcover for mute later, it's so good. As a limited edition. That's a good price for that one, actually. And I had a choice. I bought this one here from the DVD Beaver, the website DVD Beaver. So there's a point where he was trying to get money for server, and kind of like serving costs a lot. And that's before I started to like really get into like YouTube a lot. And I didn't realize how expensive it could be and on YouTube. But yeah, it got super pricey. So Madman is here. You got the 2-disc edition of that one. I love the fact that it's got a blue and red. I know it's just cheesy, but I absolutely love that. I said, we lost some people. And then like 3 more people said, screw you, I'm going to jump out. Hey there, Jesse. Welcome, man. Obsession. This is my favorite version of Vertigo because it's not depressing. I really like Cliff Robertson. I heard he was a hard guy to work with, though. But Genevieve Bourgeois is in this as well. Really, really good, like Brian De Palma film. I gotta be careful with this one, guys. Everything's covered. Like everything's covered. It's okay. Caligula. Now let's find out. Did I get the one with the booklet? We'll see. And yes. Yes, I did. But mine's only 2-disc edition, not 3-disc. All right, here is Vamp with Grace Jones, and Chris Makepeace was a Canadian actor, and I think Robert Russell is in this one, the guy from Friday 13 Part 2. Pretty sure he's in this one as well. This is another one of the Window Box ones. Loved Obsession there. Sweet. Don't even whisper his name, Madman Mars. Oh no. You have to come a long ways. Sisters, again, you guys know my Brian De Palma obsession, so I knew I was gonna have this one. Really great one. I hate when the things slip up like that. Margot Kidder, definitely rest in peace. I love Margot Kidder. I really wanted to meet Margot Kidder. It's one of the people I really want to meet. Can you check how many pages the booklet upset? Oh, sure, yeah. So I'll see if it's numbered first, and I'll just count it. It's only 14 pages. The booklet's 14 pages. I'm sorry to hear that. I lost my grandmother a couple years back because of dementia. So I really am sorry. I was raised with my grandparents. Brad Stevens does the Obsession booklet. Next up is Runaway Train, the only Cannon movie that probably could have won like an Oscar, to be honest with you, like completely honest. Great movie, way better than I expected to be here at any right to be, considering like it's a Cannon film with a great cast: John Voight, Eric Roberts, Rebecca De Mornay, based on a script by Akira Kurosawa, no less. 39th birthday. And Yeah, probably because they didn't. They had a special edition. I didn't grab it back then. It's one of the ones I was waited a while on. Last winter box I ever bought was this one right here. Was Red Scorpion. That's when they're selling the winter boxes, by the way. Hey, the big 4.0. I'm the big 5 too, so I understand. As you can see, you can tell when they're earlier ones because they got this type of like look to that the early ones had. Booklet here, of course. This I wonder if this is Kalamata. See, Kalamata worked with Arrow for like a long period of time, and then he moved over to 88 Films, and there's like a big, like at first at least, there's like a big disconnect, big like argument between them. Yeah, Kalamata, who works with 88 Films, or at least I think it is. He does. I think he did anyway. And if you're still here, the person that asked this is King of New York. It is the original Arrow edition. It does have Blu-ray and DVD, and I was on a forum at the time called Cult Films with Fellow Sweet, exactly. Called Cult Films. Basically, it's Cult Labs was the company. Was the website, and before they had like a Facebook page, they used to like advertise all the stuff at Cult Labs first. Cult Labs Forum. I did actually. I like collection videos, so I always go to those. That's usually how, if I see a channel and they got a collection video, I'll check the collection video first. That way I know like type of stuff they have. King of New York. This is the Blu-ray and DVD and the booklet, which is 16 pages. And last but not least is another kind of a window box one, and this is the first one I bought. I actually remember that. This is the first window box Arrow edition I ever bought. Actually, this is the last one, so you picked the right time. I was really surprised. I'm guessing they're gonna use the extra in a different way. I mean, they can have Blu-rays. That's pretty true. But this was the first. This was the first one I bought. This one. Is this the first one? One of the first? Or did a viewer give me this? My God, it's hard to remember. It has like a great little booklet in there too. Kid is so annoying this movie. But there you go. That's all of my Arrow Blu-rays. I do have another Arrow one to do because we are going to do the Arrow. I don't have as many of them. We're going to do the Arrow DVDs. We did the Arrow box sets with Arrow limited editions. These are my Arrow Blu-rays. We did the Arrow. I think we did Arrow Steelbooks. So now I'll add them into the DVDs anyway, just because I don't have that many DVDs. But when I say they're up really high, let me give you an idea of what I mean. So this is, look way, way, way up. See the Arrow ones? They're the white ones. Right up top. Right up there. Right, you see where Batman's at? So I got to get a huge ladder to get up there tomorrow. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me so much. I hope you guys had a fantastic night. And if you were here for the first part of the video, which no longer exists, Lordy jumped and up on the counter and knocked it. We had a bunch of these plastic trays. Luckily, we had like a lot of like fruit and vegetables in them. Luckily, we used all fruit and vegetables this week. So, she knocked down empty trays. Thank God. But thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. As always, we'll go out with the patron roll, and we lost another patron, so that was kind of sad. Especially we're working so hard, but times can be hard. So that being said, I'm so glad to get you guys coming on here. And for those that didn't see it before, this is my birthday cake. I'm very proud of this. I share this in a lot of videos. So my sister-in-law made this cake, and I just love it. So there you go. And have a great evening. My name is Aaron. This is a call to cinema, and enjoy your evening.